Hi everybody. So today I decided that I would like to make a video of some kind talking about why I decided to get weight loss surgery. Why, what the surgery is like, things like that. Things that I would have wanted to know before I made the decision or while I was researching the process, things like that. I had my weight loss surgery. My procedure was done on November 12th of 2019. So today is November 27th of 2019. So I am just over 2 weeks post-op at this point, and I had my 2-week follow-up today, which went really well. I was told that I am losing weight appropriately, all that good stuff, all good across the board. So I decided that I would make a video. Hopefully, maybe this could help somebody else who is interested in this surgery or, is considering weight loss surgery, or, maybe you don't even need weight loss surgery and you just want to know about it. But hopefully this helps somebody. So I started my process, I believe, in July. I had been researching this surgery for years, probably for the past 3 or so years, because I am just at the point where it's time. It was never about feeling like I wasn't beautiful or feeling like I wasn't worthy or that guys wouldn't like me or whatever, things like that, that people always assume that if you want to lose weight, it's for those reasons. But it wasn't for those reasons for me. I wasn't always fat. When I was a kid, I was extremely skinny, probably too skinny. But around 8th grade, puberty hit and my life sort of fell apart. My parents divorced. My dog had to be put to sleep. We had to sell the house. It was just a whole lot all at one time, on top of the fact that I was a teenager. I was depressed. I was moody. My body was changing. So of course I was going to be gaining weight already. And then on top of that, I had all of the trauma and, the events that were going on in my life. And I just ended up starting piling on weight. A majority of my weight gain was throughout my 4 years of high school. I hated myself, to be perfectly honest. I thought that I was abnormal because of my mental health issues, because I struggled with ADHD. I was diagnosed bipolar, which, however many years later, now that I'm 30 years old, I think it was a misdiagnosis, but that's neither here nor there. I felt that I was unworthy of a healthy relationship, unworthy of good friendships. I pretty much pushed everyone away in my life, other than my family, who they didn't have any choice. I couldn't really push my family away, but I tried. But I had pretty much pushed all of my friends away, with the exception of one who has been my best friend for about 15 years. And thank goodness she stuck around, because she was the only one who helped me through a lot of the traumatic events in my life, outside of my family. So, but I was, I hated myself. I never cared enough to feel like I deserved to treat myself essentially like I deserved, or be kind to myself. I was not kind to myself. I hurt myself, all those typical things. I ended up, when I was 23, I went to makeup school, had the best time, made great friends. It was a wonderful experience for me. After makeup school, when I graduated in 2012, I believe 2012, maybe 2013, I don't know. I moved to California for a guy. I was with him for 3 years. Loved living in California. Loved and hated. I met some really great people who I am still friends with and love dearly. That guy and I ended up deciding to mutually break up because he was never going to want children. and that was a deal breaker. I couldn't expect him to change. He couldn't expect me to change. So we mutually decided to break up. He moved back home to another state, and I eventually ended up moving back home to Pennsylvania. I was single. I was dealing with the trauma of our breakup, him not being a part of my life anymore, all that good stuff. And I started gaining more weight. I ended up getting a desk job, gained more weight. Start dating, all the apps, all that good stuff. And I got to the point where I was just over it. I was just over it. At this point in time, I was at a job in the health insurance industry, and I was a temp. So I had no benefits. I had no paid time off, no vacation time, no insurance. So that was when I really started to think about weight loss surgery. Of course, when I had no insurance. So I couldn't do the weight loss surgery yet, but I had done research upon research about it. Left that job, and I got a different job at the place I'm at now. I was a temp to begin with, and then I became a permanent employee almost a year ago, a little less than a year ago, and finally got insurance, finally got vacation time, finally got paid holidays, all that good stuff. So I decided it was time. So I made that initial call, like I said, I believe was July. And I had my initial appointment. So my initial appointment, I met with a doctor, and she basically went over my health history, my medical history, I guess is what it's called. And then what I want to get out of the surgery, why I want to have the surgery, things like that. And I essentially told her, just so that everyone knows, it's not so that I look better. I think I'm beautiful. I'm fabulous. I'm funny. I have tons to offer to my current boyfriend, to my family, to my friends, to people I meet. I think I'm a fantastic person. Not perfect, obviously. No one's perfect. I chose to get this surgery because I am 30 years old. I will be 31 in less than a month. And I want kids. I want to be able to maintain a healthy pregnancy. I want to be around for my kids. I want to be around for my boyfriend, who is just amazing. And this is the healthiest and happiest I've been in probably my entire life. So I couldn't really think of a better time to do this than right freaking now. I told her that. And she basically, it was between, they do offer different procedures. They offer the gastric bypass, the sleeve gastrectomy, and I believe there's a couple other ones, but those are the two main ones. And she recommended that I get the sleeve, which is what I was interested in. Because the sleeve is permanent, so gastric bypass is reversible, and sleeve gastrectomy is not. That is permanent. And she recommended that because I want to have children. The exact reasons for that, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Research it if you want to know. I honestly, I'm not sure, but she's the doctor. She knows what she's doing. So, and that's initially the procedure that I wanted to go with anyway. Once I had that initial appointment, I went out to schedule my first dietitian appointment. So let's talk about my insurance requirements, the things that I had to do in order to even be approved for this surgery, okay? People seem to think that this is an easy way out of weight loss, and honey, it ain't easy, okay? It is not easy. It is freaking hard. And it's a long process for most people. I got really lucky. My process was only maybe 4 months, 5 months at the very most. I got so lucky. But anyway, It's not an easy process. And if you think it is, you're freaking wrong. I'm telling you, 110% you're wrong. And it is a lifestyle change. First insurance requirement, I had to have a medical clearance. So I had to have a physical. So I had 2 physicals before I actually could have the surgery. I had one in order to get the clearance. Then I had to have one right before my surgery to make sure everything was still okay. So medical clearance. Then I had to get a mental health clearance. I had to go see a therapist to make sure there were no underlying eating disorders, things that they needed to worry about, that my reasons for having the surgery were good and positive, and, you know, it wasn't like any sort of deep-seated, like, emotional trauma type stuff, or I don't know. So I had to have a mental health clearance, a medical clearance. I had to see a dietitian at least 3 times. Now, this is specifically my insurance. All insurance companies are different. All insurance plans are different. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. So all insurance plans are different. Weight loss places are different. This is specifically the weight loss place that I went to, which is the Weight Loss Center at Pinnacle Health in Harrisburg, who are freaking wonderful. I mean, the staff is top-notch, kind, understanding, helpful, wonderful people. And then my insurance is Highmark. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. So this is specifically what my plan and my weight loss center required. Medical clearance, mental health clearance. I had to see a dietitian at least 3 times. So that's monthly. So your insurance company could require you to see the dietitian 6 times. That could span over 6 months, 6-7 months, depending on when you can get in, if you have to cancel your appointment, if something comes up, all kinds of stuff. I got very lucky. Whenever I left my initial doctor's appointment, there was a cancellation that same day, and my boss was fantastic. And I went to work for a few hours, and then I went straight back to the weight loss place to have my first dietitian appointment. So I knocked that one out right away. So 3 dietitian visits. And then I also had to have an EKG to make sure that my heart was okay. I had to have labs done. Once again, I got labs and EKG done twice. Once to get the clearance, and then once right before surgery to make sure everything was okay. I had to have proof of a failed diet. So essentially just proof that I have genuinely tried to diet over a 3-month period or with the dietitian. So I got all my clearances done. At that point, the weight loss place sends all of my clearances, all my information to the insurance company. I receive a letter. I think it took about a week to receive my letter in the mail saying your procedure's been approved, blah, 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 blah. It gives you a surgery date, but that's not actually your surgery date. So once I receive that letter, then it takes a couple more days for the weight loss place to receive the approval. Once they received the approval, they gave me a call and we scheduled my surgery. And she said the first date that Dr. DeMarco has available is November 12th. I said, I'll take it. So, and at that point, that was about 3 weeks away from when I received the call. And she said, okay, so you're going to have to start your liquid diet on October 29th. I had to do 2 weeks, hunty, 2 weeks of straight liquid diet. The only thing that I had that resembled food was freaking oatmeal, okay? If you've ever had to do a liquid diet, and I'm talking not like you choose to do a little tea detox or choose to do a liquid diet for like a day to cleanse your body. No, this is, you have to do 2 weeks of straight liquids. It is freaking miserable. And at this point, I'm still hungry. So I'm starving all the time. Starving. You have to live with going to work during this liquid diet. Everyone orders food. People have pizza. You smell everyone's food. The people you live with eating in front of you. It is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, to be completely honest. It was rough. And I cheated once. I had Taco Bell. But it's essentially They say it is to shrink your liver, because your liver, but your liver is like right up under here, and then your stomach is like right below that. So if they don't shrink your liver before the surgery, your liver can crack and bleed and cause all kinds of problems. So they shrink and soften your liver so that they can safely move it out of the way, remove your stomach, basically. Then comes my surgery day. I'm all excited, of course. So I go in, and my arrival time is 9:45. My boyfriend takes me. My mom and my best friend Sarah meet me there. So I get prepped and ready for surgery. I end up going in around, I think, 11:45. It was supposed to be 11:15. Excuse me. But my surgeon was running a little bit behind. I go in around 11:45. The surgery takes about, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention. Also, a requirement is an endoscopy. So that's an outpatient procedure, but I had to take off work for it. I have to be put under anesthesia. It's basically they put a tube down your stomach, a camera, to make sure that your stomach looks okay. Check for any hernias, things like that. And they did find a small hiatal hernia in me. So Dr. DeMarco told me he was going to fix that while he did my surgery. Fast forward back to surgery day. So the surgery itself takes around an hour, unless they have to fix, other things while they're in there. But I still believe, I think my surgery only took around an hour, even for him to just fix the hernia and do my stomach. At that point, I come out of surgery and I'm in recovery, and I wake up in recovery and I'm in excruciating pain. No, you know what? I wouldn't say excruciating, but I was freaking thirsty. My mouth was dry. My back was killing me, absolutely killing me. Of course, incision pain. I have 5 small incisions on my stomach, which I'll insert pictures of those. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, the pain. It was mostly my back, really. I didn't feel any, pain. Honestly, I didn't feel like they removed anything. It was totally bizarre. But I had a lot of back pain and a lot of incision pain. And then they got me up to my room, and I spent one night in the hospital. It was pretty rough. I could not get comfortable for the life of me in the hospital bed. They could have put me on top of every single pillow in that hospital, and I wouldn't have been comfortable. My back was in so much pain. So I ended up spending the night in the chair in my hospital room, sitting straight up with my feet out. The only thing that helped me be able to sleep is I was on Oxy for pain. Every 4 hours I took a little tiny Oxy, and that helped me sleep for a couple hours at a time. They also had me on Tylenol capsules. That was not the business. Those things made me throw up. And let me tell you, when you have to throw up and you've just had your stomach removed, or most of your stomach removed, and you've got staples in there and stitches and incisions, and you're throwing up and throwing up and throwing up, and there is literally nothing in my stomach. Not even bile, honey, nothing at all. Those dry heaves were the most painful thing probably that I've ever experienced. It was awful. They had me on Zofran for nausea, so that helped a little bit, but anytime I would have to take this Tylenol, I would throw up. So they stopped giving me the Tylenol. Luckily, the Oxys, and they were big pills. They weren't big, but when you just had your stomach removed, they were big. So they were probably about this big. And they stopped giving me the Tylenol and just gave me the tiny Oxys, which I was able to swallow. Mind you, I could only drink these little medicine cups full of water. So it was a tough time, kids. So then I got to go home. And my first night or two at home were a little rough. I was still my stomach was, my stomach muscles were tight from the dry heaving and the incisions and all that good stuff. I was able to choose how I slept. So I could sleep in my bed. I could try and sleep on my stomach. I could sleep on my side. I could sleep on my back. We have a recliner that I use. Like, it was just nice to be able to get up and walk and have options of where to sleep and how to make myself comfortable, and no hospital gown, so that also helped. So the procedure itself, it is a laparoscopic surgery, so it is minimally invasive. So they go in with instruments, they pump your stomach up full of air so that they can see where everything is and get to everything easily. And then they go in with 2 instruments. They go like this. And then they basically cut my stomach. So my stomach went from like this big to this big. And they literally cut my stomach. So here's my stomach. And they cut like this, leaving this part here and removing this part. And they pulled it out through a hole, an incision right above my belly button that is a little bit bigger than my other ones. And they removed it, and then they stapled my remaining stomach, my new stomach pouch back up with titanium staples, so I won't set anything off in the airports or anything like that. And that's basically the procedure. But now, like I said, now I'm at the point where I'm introducing soft foods. I'm having eggs. I'm able to have some cheese. In a couple days, I get to introduce, just in time for Thanksgiving, I get to introduce poultry and fish. I don't like fish, but I love chicken. And I'll be able to have a couple, like maybe a bite of turkey for Thanksgiving. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I feel fantastic. I really do. I have no more pain. I'm not hungry. I did have to do, so post-op, you do clear liquids. Now, like I said, every plan is different. So this is specifically my plan. But I did clear liquids while I was in the hospital and clear liquids for 1 full day after I got home. So that includes water, it includes clear protein drinks, it includes Jello, sugar-free popsicles. Those are the things that broth. Those are the things that I could have those 2 days. After that, you do a week. I did a week of full liquids, which is I can incorporate milk. I could have my regular protein drinks, which are like chocolate and vanilla. And then I could have cream soups. So I could have like cream of chicken, cream of celery, those types of soups. And then now I'm at the point where I'm introducing soft foods, which is eggs. So I can have hard-boiled eggs. I can have egg salad, I can have scrambled eggs, any type of eggs. Let me tell you, if you ever want to know what a superfood is, egg is a freaking superfood because it's fantastic. It's full of protein and you can do all kinds of stuff with it, and I have a big love for eggs after this process. That's where I'm at right now. I'm feeling good. My highest weight, which I can't believe I'm saying this on camera, was 400 pounds, and I saw that at the doctor and I said, it's time. And that's when I decided to officially make the call and do this for myself. So my highest was 400, and right before surgery that morning, they weighed me at the hospital and I was 359. So I lost 41 pounds all by myself. Thank you very much. That was 100% me controlling my diet, and then the liquid diet included. And I'm very proud of that. And since surgery, I've lost, I believe, 12 pounds. So I'm currently at 347 as of this morning. And like I said, I got a clean bill of health from my follow-up today, and they said I'm losing weight appropriately and my incisions look great and all that good stuff. So now we wait and we see if the weight falls off. I definitely feel like I've lost inches. My jeans are much looser. Like, I used to be able to, wear my jeans for a while and then wash them and then they get tight again. Well, I washed them, and these are clean jeans that I put on this morning, and they are not tight. So I think pretty soon I'm going to have to invest in some more jeans. I don't know. We'll see. because I don't want to get jeans and then only be able to wear them for a couple weeks. So I'm kind of unsure about that quite yet. And I also don't know what I'm going to do about work pants, because I don't want to be buying work pants. Work pants are expensive. So I might have to live in leggings for a little while. I don't know. So now I have a very tiny stomach that's this big. And I did ask my surgeon to get a picture of my stomach when he removed it. And he delivered. He inflated it so I could see how big it was and all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool. But I am going to